Well, hello there. It's me, Jay, your reluctant YouTube lawn friend, back again trying to kickstart the channel again. You know, for those of you that followed along or didn't follow along, I started the channel last year, and I think I did 7 or 8, maybe 9 videos, and then I went radio silent, and that's really only just because lack of time. Anyway, so I thought, you know, today, let's just go, man. Let's just do it. So we got some pretty serious rain here, and today I was going to mow anyway, but when we got that crazy rain last night, I knew that I was going to wake up to a bunch of what I call clipping drift throughout the whole lawn. Clipping drift is what I call this stuff right here. And I don't know that clipping drift is an official name. I don't think it's got a name, but drift just seems to be an apt name for it. So we'll go with that for right now. If anybody knows what this is actually called in the field, let me know. This is what happens when you get a ton of rain, and as the water runs down, you know, the grade of your property, it washes up all the clippings that are sitting in your lawn from where you mowed, and it just kind of washes them down to another spot. Usually the low spot, and wherever water collects, like let's say you have a low spot and you get water that pools there, well, those clippings, they just kind of float in that little pool, that temporary pool, and they just kind of wash out to the edges, and then as the water recedes into the soil, well, those clippings just kind of sit. And so anyway, the harder the rain, the more you see these clippings, and it's really easier to see on low cut turf, but you can certainly see it on, you know, on the more average height of cut lawns. 1.5 inches, 2 inches, 2.5 inches. Anyway, for me, I came out this morning and it was everywhere, even in spots in the front where I normally don't see drift. And so that's kind of where I thought, you know, nobody talks about clippings. I've never seen anybody do a video on clippings, and truth be told, I don't even watch lawn care videos. I thought, you know, let me set the camera up, let me talk about this real quick. So there's a few things to consider when it comes to drift. Number one, you've got to get rid of them quick, because if you don't, depending on whether there's more rain coming, if it's humid, if it's cloudy, if it's sunny, you know, they kind of eventually dry up and they cake up. And wherever those clippings are just sitting on your lawn, they'll yellow your lawn because, you know, your grass can't get sunlight. It can't dry out. And when it stays wet for too long, it just yellows. It doesn't like that. And the name of the game here is to have green, right? Not yellow. Yellow bad, green good. And so you've got to get rid of the clippings as soon as possible. I need to get moving here because it's looking like we're going to get some more rain already. But as far as removing clippings, so there's 2 ways you can do it, right? You can do it the physical way, which is old school with a rake. I'm partial to the plastic rakes. I just feel like the plastic tines are not as aggressive on the grass. That's just me. I've seen plenty of people do it with the metal ones, and they're fine too. And then the other way is to use a machine, whether it be battery powered or gas powered. There is a really cool rake, and these things are called power rakes. That's a word you see quite a bit, power rakes. There's a really cool, inexpensive electric scarifier made by a company called Sunjo. And I bought one of these little bad boys years ago, man. I'm going to say like 5 or 6 years ago. Kind of a pain in the ass to deal with the extension cord, you know, dragging it across the lawn, but the benefits, I think, outweighed the frustration of having to deal with the extension cord. Basically what these scarifiers do is they have a cylinder that rolls. There's tines on the cylinder, and as it rolls across the grass, it's raking out whatever's stuck in the canopy. So whether it be leaves, you know, like in the fall, or acorns or pecans or whatever tree fruit falls in the grass clippings, of course, any kind of lawn debris, it rakes it out, and you can adjust the height, whether you want to just rake the top part, you don't want to rake too much, You want to remove some clippings, but not too many. Or you can set it really low and really dig in all the way down to the soil. Now, as far as the gas-powered options go, as far as a Scarifier or a power rake, there's one that the professionals use called a Ren-o-Thin. And you can rent those at the big box stores. I've rented one and they work great, man. They have these flails that kind of swing through the lawn and pull up stuff. Another one that people use, that the professionals use, is called a billy goat. I see more Ren-o-Thins than billy goats, but either one will work fine. So those are your options. You can do it the manual way with the rake, or you can use a machine to do it. You know, and one thing to consider as far as this topic of clipping drift is that maybe you have too many clippings in your lawn. Maybe you're someone that always mulches and you never bag your clippings. You know, clippings aren't bad. They're a good thing. They're organic matter. When you leave them in your soil, you know, in your grass, they help. So when you mow, those clippings staying on your lawn, it's a good thing. Which reminds me also, one other plus of having clippings in the lawn is that they do act like a moisture barrier. In me being in Texas, when it's pretty hot here in the summers, man, I mean, they're pretty hellish temperatures that we get. We'll go 60 days seeing 100 degrees every single day. And when you get to that point, you need all the help you can get with water retention, moisture retention. So it's good to have some clippings in the soil. Now, in my case, I use a cartridge reel mower, as I've shown you guys in previous videos. And what that means is that it's a reel mower, but I can take out the cutting cartridge or the cutting head. I can take it out and put in another cartridge, and that cartridge will do something different, right? And this particular brand of mower that I use, they make about 5 or 6 different cartridges. I only have the reel cartridge to mow my lawn, and then I have this scarifying cartridge, which is what I'm going to use today. Set the cartridge in, right? Set the scarifying cartridge in, and I'm not looking to remove a ton of clippings. I'm just looking to clean up the lawn from this drift that I got as a result of this rainstorm. So I'm just going to set it where these tines, you know, are combing, you know, the top half of my canopy. I just want to get rid of the clippings, the drift, right? That's all I want to do. If I was looking to be a little more aggressive, then I'd set it a little lower. Now, one thing I want to make a note of here is you don't want to throw these clippings in the garbage. Municipalities don't want them in landfills. There's something environmentally going on. I won't go into it, but put them in a bag, their own separate bag. And then, for example, my city has a recycle center where you can drop off grass clippings and brush cuttings and tree limbs and that kind of stuff, and they recycle it and make mulch that's free for the residents. My solution to that, you know, collecting clippings, is I went out and got, you know, a $30 trash can, as you can see right here. I put a bag in it and I dump all my clippings in there. Now, when I'm really aggressive with scarifying the lawn and getting all the clippings out, man, I'll fill up 12, 15 of these bags between the front yard and the backyard. But today I'll probably fill up 1 bag because, again, I'm just trying to clean up the drift. So this was my solution. Get a can, get a bag, and just dump your clippings in there as you go. You don't want them in the trash, though. Man, I got these bugs flying everywhere, kind of getting annoying. So now that you've raked your lawn, again, whether it's manual or with a machine, you've got all those clippings sitting somewhere on the top of the grass, right? So now you need to get rid of those clippings. And this is where those of you that use a rotary mower win. You kind of do 2 things at once, because you can mow your lawn and vacuum your lawn at the same time. The cool thing about a rotary is that it acts like a vacuum. If you put your bagger on your rotary mower and you set it to bag instead of mulch, as soon as you run your mower over a certain part of your lawn where there's clippings, well, you're just going to suck them up and put them in the bag. And that's really what you want. You want them off the grass. So just go about mowing your lawn in whatever pattern you want to go in, whether it's diagonals or straights or up and downs or whatever you're doing. Try and mow in different directions, right? You're cleaning up and mowing at the same time, which is pretty cool. I'm shooting this part of the video after I did all of the work. And as you can see, it's a little on the yellow side because I cut off a little bit more than I normally would have because the Scarifier stood the grass up. But it's not a big deal. It greens up within a day or 2. So It's just something temporary. All right, and once I've finished scarifying my lawn, or raking my lawn, I'm going to mow in a different direction just so I can give my lawn a checkerboard look. So I scarified one way and I mow in a perpendicular pattern. So I hope that this little video on grass clippings has helped you. It's made you think about something that maybe you don't think about very often. Again, I know that the topic of grass clippings isn't sexy and it isn't glamorous by any means, but the topic does have a place in a dialed in lawn care program. Anyway, just play with it, man, or don't, right? It's up to you. I know for me it's something that works. Anyway, let's go ahead and wrap this one up. My back's starting to hurt and it's looking like it's gonna rain. As you guys know, I am not someone that's gonna ask you to pound the like and hit subscribe and the bell for notifications. Man, if this stuff is something that you liked and you enjoyed and I achieved my goal of making something entertaining, then you will do that without me asking you to do it. So if I see that kind of response, man, I'll go ahead and keep slinging videos your way, and I'll definitely make the time to make some entertaining content for you guys and share what it is that's going on in my lawn. So anyway, man, as usual, be good to yourself, be good to the people around you. All right? Cool. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.